Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let's jump right into today's videos.
Just days after scientists found that bee venom can wipe out cancer cells, the Trump administration is shutting down the nation's primary bee research laboratory. Do with that information what you will.
Well, it just goes to show they don't care about what's truly good for us, but we all already knew that, didn't we? But if you've got the space for it, maybe it's worth looking into beekeeping as a hobby.
So I'm walking around Costco here and I'm noticing these prices. For example, these Madras lentils, $15.99. I bought those a year ago for $6.99. Let's look at what else we got going on here. Dang, this is the flour we were buying for $5.99 last year. We literally bought this chicken broth $5.69 2 months ago. And I keep getting told that we got, 6-7% inflation. You gotta be kidding me.
Prices at these big box retailers are getting out of control. If you've got the ability, you definitely need to be shopping local and supporting farmers in your area. It's a way cheaper, way healthier food.
You probably already know Palantir, but here are some of the surveillance companies that don't want you to know who they are. First is Clearview AI, who has scraped more than 30 billion photos off of social media to build a facial recognition database to sell it to police. If a picture of you exists online, your face is probably already in it. Then there's Fog Data Science, who goes after your location. They get your location straight from the apps on your phone and sell the police a tool to retrace everywhere a device has been, usually without a warrant. Then there's Babel Street with its tool Locate X, which was shown following a single phone across state lines to everywhere it had been, without a warrant as well. One privacy group even gained access to Babel Street's technology just by claiming they might work with law enforcement someday. Then there's LexisNexis that keeps files on nearly every adult in the country. They built their data set on data you hand over for your credit checks and background forms and sells access to the police and other government agencies. And probably one of the more widespread ones, Verkada runs the cameras watching you inside stores, gyms, schools, and hospitals. And in 2021, hackers reached 150,000 of its live feeds, and according to the FTC, including ones in psychiatric wards. Couple all that data and someone can quite literally map out your entire life. You don't know any of these companies, and that's for a reason. I started using the Conscious app to see who is actually behind the companies who are running mass surveillance. It pulls data from companies so you can finally see what the companies that are watching you are doing. The more of us who see it, the harder it gets for them to keep operating in the dark.
I know clips like these can be disheartening, but I like to include them just because it is important to know who our enemies are and what they are up to. I know it's discouraging to know just how many people, how many companies are out here surveilling us and stealing our data and profiting off of it, but it's important we know exactly who they are and what they're doing. That way, if the opportunity arises, we can do something about it.
What if I told you that daylight savings time is not harmless, but it's in fact a mandated circadian shock? Imagine if a law caused a predictable spike in unfortunate physiological things in people twice a year, and we just kept renewing it. Now, we're told it's harmless, but according to the University of, that's probably Alabama, it's associated with a temporary increase in heart attacks. Apparently, car accidents increase, and workplace injuries increase as well. Now, according to the mainstream news, the evidence of car accidents is there, but it's only temporary. Well, yeah, no kidding. So apparently the way it works is 1 hour of forced circadian disruption increases your inflammatory markers. Your body registers it as stress and then multiply that across an entire population. Some people say twice a year, the government runs a biological experiment on 330 million people. We call it Spring Forward. Also, think of if you're a pilot, like your sleep cycle has to be dialed. Commercial airline pilot, and all of a sudden, zoom, it's 4 a.m., but really it's 5 a.m., but you gotta wake up early. I mean, it is a shock. 1 hour is no small potato. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
My mother was a nursing home administrator, so I happened to spend a lot of my youth stuck in the old folks' home. And I can attest firsthand that there is absolutely something to daylight savings time causing more heart attacks in at least elderly people in particular. It was a, you know, verifiably witnessable phenomenon. The clocks would change and, pardon the pun, but like clockwork, these old folks would start having heart attacks in the nursing home. So, yeah, it's definitely not good what they're doing to us.
I mean, for real, do you think that everything is what it seems? How about we talk about some pharmaceuticals that have been thrown at, I don't know, veterans to create a $500 billion thing? Yeah? Let's do it. For decades, the VA treated trauma by throwing a never-ending supply of medication, like opioids, synthetic to be exact. But then they didn't just stumble into this idea or strategy. No, this was calculated and built on a multi-billion-dollar system, and the blueprint was a government secret, a dark one to be that. To understand this strange trap, though, you need to go all the way back to the 1960s. The U.S. government used federal inmates at places like Lexington Narcotic Farm as human guinea pigs to study addiction. They literally compensated prisoners, I'm not even kidding, with heroin and morphine to build the foundational science of synthetic opioids. Now we fast forward to the modern era, the pharmaceutical industry takes that science and weaponizes it. Purdue Pharma hires the massive consulting firm McKinsey & Company to figure out how to turbocharge these sales. And at the exact same time McKinsey was advising the Department of Veteran Affairs, they used their inside access to influence federal health officials and turn the VA into a pill mill, handing out highly addictive narcotics to combat veterans instead of fixing the root of the trauma. They built a $500 billion empire by masking our symptoms. Even the VA Inspector General admitted that this compromised the integrity of veteran healthcare. They used inmates to build the science, and then they used us, the veteran, to cash the checks. Do me a favor, sound off in the comments. How many pills were you handed when you got out?
It's so sad what the U.S. government has done to our service members. But what's even sadder is the fact that they were just the first. But now, I mean, there's no stopping them from turning it on the rest of us. We're already pumping our youth full of these drugs today. When will the madness end?
Is it a coincidence that the same people funding lab-grown meat are the ones funding tick research? And now there's a tick called the Lone Star tick that's rapidly spreading across the US, and this tick causes a red meat allergy, so I'll let you decide.
Obviously, no coincidence at all. These people are going to do whatever they can to protect their investments.
Be careful, folks. I just talked to a lady who showed me her hands, sent me some photographs, and she said, it's not just ticks, it's also the seed ticks. And I'm like, just when I thought the ticks were enough, just when I thought this whole thing was more than the United States could handle and the citizens of this country can deal with in 1 month, I was introduced to seed ticks. Seed ticks are tiny. You can look it up on here. They're so small, they look like a bump. Like if you were to see one between the webs of your finger, it almost looks like dirt or like a scab or a tiny sliver or just a scab, basically. But those are tiny little ticks attached to your skin. So if you go outside, your dog goes outside, your kids go outside, anybody in your family's outside, friends, they have to check themselves. Check your hands, check your feet, check your stomach, check under your arm, check under your legs, check everywhere, behind your ears and your head. These ticks are getting worse. I don't know what to do about it. Every time I go outside, they have them all over me. I don't know where they came from. This never used to be a thing, but watch out for the seed ticks, please.
Just wanted to include this clip since it seems not everybody is aware just how tiny these little ticks can get. Be sure and check yourselves thoroughly anytime you're out there in the woods, guys, especially the long grass.
I got a question for you. Do you know what the biggest illusion in America is today? That if you work hard enough and you save up your money, that you own your life. But really the truth is that you're just renting it. Let's get into it. Think about the endless cycle. The government taxes you 30% right off top rope when you get your paycheck. And then what you have left with that paycheck, we'll say we'll go buy a house. Just so that way you can go and pay yearly property taxes and mandatory homeowners insurance. Okay, so don't buy a house. Go buy a truck. Cool, you're gonna pay sales tax, registration fees, and then you're legally forced to buy auto insurance. This entire scam started back in the 1920s and 30s. That is when states realized that they could use privatized corporations and make you pay for it as a privilege of driving your own property. It was the birth of compulsory insurance, and it has set the blueprint for how the system bleeds us dry today. Health insurance, homeowners insurance, auto insurance, you are forced to play their game. But here is where the trap gets modern. You pay $60,000 for a truck. You own your property. Well, guess what? It's spying on you. Manufacturers are tracking your speed, hard braking, and acceleration. And then they take that data and they sell it to brokers like LexisNexis, who turn around and sell it to the exact auto insurance companies the government forces you to use. Then your premiums skyrocket, and then you have no idea why. You are paying to be spied on, to be overcharged for product the law forces you to literally buy. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Sound off in the comments below. Did your auto insurance go up this year?
What a shock it has been as an adult to learn that my entire youth has been nothing but lies. It's a shame what we teach our children, that if they just work hard, they'll be able to take care of themselves and make it in this world. Meanwhile, the people at the top are doing everything they can to just take it all away from them. We have got to put a stop to this nonsense.
They're not even hiding it anymore. A new whistleblower has just claimed the CIA has backdoors into databases like Ancestry and 23andMe. They're scanning millions of DNA tests looking for
alien hybrid bloodlines.
And apparently we're up to 8 of them now.
I've heard the definition of about 8 different species.
This would mean the hybrids don't even know they're hybrids, and they're just out here blending in. Why now? What are they really afraid of? So what does your DNA say? Drop your results or your percentage unknown in the comments down below.
Are you one of them?
To me, it's been clear that this Ancestry and 23andMe DNA testing stuff has had nefarious purposes from the beginning. But now that it's coming out verifiably that they're up to no good, I am more glad than ever that I never got involved with any of these companies and had my DNA shipped off. If you've still never done it, be sure and never get involved with them.
It's out because it's real. This shit is real, what they say. Watch this. Pick these ingredients, bro. Unbleached wheat, flour, water, salt, right? No poison here. Watch this. Even this, right? Check this out. Look at these ingredients. Sulfite-free coconut, invert sugar, tapioca, starch, egg whites. Super clean foods, bro. But only for them. Here's another one. Watch this. Look at this. Unbleached wheat, flour, salt, and water. Wow. No preservatives, no seed oils. Oh, and look at that.
I can promise you, they don't have all of these rules and adhere to them so strictly for just no reason at all. But it's certainly a good idea for everybody to educate themselves on nutrition and put a little more thought into what they're putting into your body. Because most of what is on our store shelves today is truly nothing but poison.
Hey, what's up, America? Robots at Kroger. So I'm here at Kroger and I finally noticed that they added robots. Let's take a look. Oh, hey, what's up, dog? Take a look at that. How you doing? Hi, I'm Tally. Oh, look. Hi, Tally. You are a check self-inventory. How are you? Very cool. You can go. Here. It's scanning me. Come on, Tally. Come on. There we go. See, he's having a good time. Well, she is, actually. I'm assuming checking the inventory. Very nice. So, very cool. That is a robot at Kroger. So that's where we're starting. Take a look at that.
Yeah, while that thing may count inventory, I can guarantee you that is not its only job nor its primary function. its primary function is surveillance and data collection, so that that company knows exactly who is in the store, when they're in the store, why they're in the store, what they're in the store for, and where they might be going before or even after the store. And all of these data centers popping up across the country are exactly what's used to process this data and figure this stuff out. It's insane, man. And people just go to the store and mess around. Oh, look at this cute little robot. Now they got it counting inventory. And even if that were the case, and it were just an inventory counting robot, that's somebody's job. Now somebody's not getting a paycheck.
Young people are careless because they have no reason to care. No matter how good of a job they get and no matter how hard that they work, prices are going to keep going up and wages are going to keep staying the same. As a young person, there is no way to get ahead in life in 2026.
It is certainly hard not to fall into that doomerism mentality, especially when it seems like the writing is so clearly written on the walls. But remember, this battle was won before it even begun. You want to be on the victor's side. Anyway, that's all I've got time for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video clips. Be sure and subscribe to the channel and click that bell to get some notifications. That way you never miss an upload. And be sure and drop a like and leave a comment too. It really helps the video out in the algorithm. Alright. Y'all have a wonderful, nice, safe, happy rest of your evening. Bye-bye.